Alright, so this guy's looking beauteous and working very, very well. I got to press out the bearing for the live center and see if I can get a replacement for that. And I have to make a new clamp that'll go into here. So those will be a couple operations for the future. And before I forget, I did fix this problem with the deflection here. It turns out when I looked at it closely, it had started to deflect downward, whereas before it was deflecting upward. And I was like, oh, okay, so I really did, there was enough adjustment. So what I did was I loosened it over here, tightened it, then tightened it back up over here, and now there is minimal deflection going on. So I think I've got it fit pretty well now. So it feels pretty good. So I'm very happy. Alright guys, so I just now saved myself some pain and heartache, I think. This is the original little live center that came with it, and it was all rusted up. But the bearing was turning. Now, I, wisely or foolishly, put this whole thing into Evaporust, and it did a wonderful job of cleaning it up. But the bearing no longer turns. So I fixed one problem and created another. So I've been wanting to figure out how to get this bearing out, and I've been looking at it and thinking, okay, which way would this press? And I had about made up my mind that this whole thing would press out. So I was getting ready to set it up, and I looked at it and I said, well, what are the chances that's a screw arbor? I've had this thing soaking in kerosene, trying to recover it, and lo and behold, look at that. So, I'm kind of in business now. Looks like I should just be able to press that straight out of there. And hopefully that'll start the bearing along with it. If not, just take the bearing with it. And then I'll be able to go to my friendly neighborhood bearing store. And I hope to find something that'll replace that. And I'll have my nice original Craftsman live center again, which I was really preferring to the option of getting I could get one from Shars for like 15 bucks or whatever, but it's Chinese, yada yada. I'm trying to keep this original. Alrighty, so this is my live center. This guy popped out very nicely after I discovered this was a threaded arbor. Just popped that out, no problem. So I ran down. I have a industrial supply about 5 minutes from where I work that has bearing. It's called Hampton Rubber, and they specialize in hoses and stuff, but they also are a good source for bearings. So this was a 6201Z. The original was a NTN Japanese bearing. Interesting. I mean, this is an old machine. This is a 12 millimeter size. So, in some applications we've been using metric for a while. Alright, so I don't know how you're supposed to pull something like this out. There is room back there that if I had a small puller, with the reverse jaws coming out like that, I could get in there and do that, but I don't own such a thing, and I mean, it would be really hard to set up anyway. I don't know the proper way to get this out, so this is what I came up with. I'm going to try. I want to push from this direction, so I made this. The idea is that's going to expand. We shall find out.
Standing on the shore of Table Rock Lake, in my usual parking spot, looking down at the marina where I keep my houseboat. I have a '97 Chevy Tahoe four-wheel drive.
So if this works,
In the parking spot, it's in the face looking up at me. Oh wow! How'd you do it? Well,
yeah, it's positioned right. If this works,
there is a half-inch cable that runs diagonally to hold the dock in place that has cut through the back tailgate and is holding it there. And that's the only thing keeping it from becoming a fish habitat. So it rolls back into the lake? Correct.
then that little doodad will actually expand in there.
No, I was not in it. I was in my boat trying to drink hot chocolate when the dock jerked and poured it down my shirt. Oh. So you're focused. What about lucky guy you are? You live. But what's pulled it into the lake? You want to put the brake on? Yes, I did, but here's the other story. I'm driving out, here's the lake, cruising down the highway.
Alright, that seems to have worked.
Miles an hour. And all of a sudden, beneath my feet, I hear what sounds like a jet turbine.
Alright, so I'm just going to go grab myself a piece of material to reach down into there with my... Actually, you know what? I think this will work just fine. Yeah, never mind. Alright, I'm going to reposition and be right back. That's pressed in there. I'm just going to use this guy. I'm just going to put this in the press. Alright, I'm back in business with a live center. The original one with it. That I found with it in the scrapyard, so I'm happy to have recovered that. Bearings cost, the lady at the counter said, well, they'd be $5.40 a piece or something like that, but if you buy two, they're $3.50 a piece or something. Anyway, I bought two. I figure I might make, this design is pretty simple. I could make another one with a bullnose. That'd be a neat project. So, cool deal. I've ordered the rubber belting that I'm going to try to use from McMaster Car, and that's on the way. Might even see it today.